Thank you very much, James. Yes, indeed. And while we're getting into the action here, and I think it's a very interesting talking point about the sports psychologist. If I'm not wrong, she used to also work with Astralis, so I'm pretty sure that is the case. And obviously, we've seen how that turned that team around. They were a team that couldn't quite get it done in the semi-finals and went on to win their first major. So big results coming in. We'll see if that can turn things around for ENCE. Obviously, a team that's under so much community pressure would definitely benefit off that.
Yeah, after such strong performances in the past and being the underdogs that could overperform, now they've got pressure, and it's a whole different game when you're coming in as a team. I mean, you remember they made it through the major finals from not even the qualifier, but the lower bracket. They lost their first game versus Wendigo and then went all the way through, facing elimination in every game, which was incredible.
Yeah, but a long time ago, and ENCE are looking to try and get back to winning ways, and they could definitely do that here at the Champions Cup. I think they're definitely one of the favorites coming into this event, if not the favorite. And while they've had that time to chill, they've had time to just sit back and sort of prepare and get ready, because like Natu was saying, they've gone to so many events. They haven't really had time to sit down and try and rework their map pool and try and fix the mistakes. So I think we're going to see a different ENCE at this tournament. I think we started to see them rise. I think we've seen them play well. They made it to the final in Shanghai. I think they could do it definitely here in Malta. But we're just about ready to get into things. It's going to be Movistar Riders. Certainly an interesting team in themselves. Just came from DreamHack Seville, a tournament back in Spain, in their hometown. And obviously they didn't exactly get the greatest results, but they did win one best-of-3 against Big, 2-0. Yeah, and I was talking to Steel, and he was very happy with that. He was happy about winning that one best-of-3. So the goal here would be, obviously, to defeat ENCE.
Movistar Riders won out the knife round. They've decided to start in the CT side, not like the CIS teams who love starting out on the attack here on Overpass recently. Immediately spotted there, Eastor is going to start to back off when it comes over towards the toilets. And ENCE blitzing out on A-Long. They're going for a very fast push down. They can keep up close to the wall and avoid making too many steps, trying to come through toilets, though, to see if they can catch anyone off guard. And Eastor is in a lot of danger right now as time ticks on, though. He realizes probably time to bail back and move towards the bomb site. The problem is he hasn't really got any info to play with, so nobody's on the rotate up to help him all too quickly. So he can still be very much overwhelmed on this side if they push forward.
Yeah, well, Eastor going to be looking off towards Long. Flash comes over in towards his face, but the pressure is going to be there from ENCE as they start to charge on in. Flashbang is good, though. They can't get it done. Mopa's able to back up his teammate with that flash, and Eastor will get 2 off the back of it. Aerial moves forward. Headshot is in. Still the advantage lies with the Spaniards, and they're doing good damage. X7, the last remaining player, and the pistol goes in favor of Movistar Riders.
Yes, indeed. Taking the first round across the board. That's what we like to see. You could hear they were getting a little bit hyped up as well. Yep. I heard some woos, and I don't think it was from ENCE.
No, definitely not. So I
don't think we'll be hearing the shouts coming from that side of the stage.
No, Movistar Riders definitely fired up after winning the pistol. It's an important one to win. This team coming into sort of the clear underdog, right? But they've been getting better time and time again with this team. I think Steel certainly has been an excellent addition to this roster. He's been doing so well with the team. I think we immediately seen success with it as soon as he joined, right? Qualifying for this event from the online European Champions Cup. So big performances coming in across the board. We'll see if they can continue it here in the tournament. But Sunny and Alu, a great start coming in with 2 big Ds. And that's going to give the 2-man advantage over to ENCE.
He's also been the highest rated player since joining this lineup as well, Steel. Having great performances as well as leading the team. Nice shot by Eastor into Sunny. Still a lot more work to do, though, to recover this round, as ENCE have got a lot of damage on the board. And with that map control, as I imagine here, we're going to see Eastor backing off. But he does stick around that smoke to try and catch a few more off guard.
Well, Eastor sits on the edge. So I have to wrap back in behind the flower bed. 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. Good kill from X7. Mopa's going up towards the top of the ladder, gives away his life. And now heads in with a great chance of, well, most likely, definitely taking this over the line. 1-1 would be the score on the door. And for Movistar Riders, they get off to an excellent start winning the pistol, but it seems to have all fallen away from them. All the weapons picked up for ENCE. The spoils of war now in their hands. I think Movistar Riders realize saving over the Kevlar, the utility, you have one piece of utility, and of course the diffuse kit over into the next is probably the most likely outcome. So Movistar sit it back.
They're still spread, though. They've got a player down towards the B bomb side holding passive, and then one rotated to A, so it kind of looks like they're going to take contact on whichever site the plant comes in on. Flashes go over. Eastor's not being offered up any opportunities. He hears the players, the nades coming through. I would like to see him go and save, but he's pushing forward, trying to catch Alu off guard close right, but he misses the shots. And with that, Lel doesn't really want to win before this.
Yeah, so if Eastor does something there, he finds 1 or 2, maybe there's a chance for Lol to get back in, but he has to back away. Movistar Riders will concede the second round after winning the pistol, and that puts ENCE in a perfect position now to try and get off to a good start on this T side. Bringing it back to Overpass. This is a map where we've seen actually the Movistar Riders play quite well, quite innovative, a lot of boosts and smart aggression, I like to call it, going in. And I definitely feel like that's something that was added by Steel. So maybe on the CT side, we'll get to see that a little bit more as they move in. But ENCE should be off to the solid start now that they've got that second round win, and they've got rid of Lowell as well. 1-1, 4 players stay alive, picked up weapons available, a really good chance to build this economy.
It is indeed, chance to build up the bank. They've got 3 FAMAS in play and an M4. Sonny might want to buy up something. Oh, but he can even just rock a pistol. No, he gets dropped over the M4. Okay, fair enough. So you've got a full buy, all rifles to play with here for ENCE. Movistar Riders deciding to go in aggressively, force buying down. They've got lots of armor to play with alongside 4 Deagles looking for those ranged fights. The T side moving quickly towards B with most of their players just the one player in towards the connector. So we're seeing then a very passive hold to come through when it comes to catching off the rotations while they just try to blitz in on the B players, which is, I mean, dangerous versus a force buy with all those pistols.
Well, Sonny and Sergey, 2 kills coming in. It's all on Steel and Eastor, 2v5. And, well, they shouldn't be getting too much done, but a kill or 2 would be a bonus. Deagles in their hands. X7 could have been susceptible to death, but he waits before moving. The smoke goes up in the face of Eastor. And now Movistar will carry the Deagles into the next with ENCE, going 2-1. With the investment into this one, Movistar will still be on a low buy in the next, so even more rounds on the board for ENCE likely to come.
The bomb ticks away. You're looking here for an exit on Eastor. He's only got the Deagle to work with, but it will be helpful in the next round. Nothing immediately offered up to him. And there's nothing on the bomb side to be retrieved either way, so no real point in sticking around. So they carry forward 2 Deagles, 1 piece of Kevlar, and that's it. It's not the best of saves. Gives you a chance to find a couple one-shot headshots, maybe do some damage to that economy on ENCE a little bit later on. And they really need to do that. Start finding a couple of kills, because ENCE winning these 2 rounds cleanly. Look at that. They've got 5K average money.
And that's the thing, because they picked up the weapons off the back of Movistar in their second round. That allows them to build that money up. They don't have to invest, and they're keeping the players alive. So if they win this one in a similar fashion, as they run in towards B, they could certainly have a money built to an exponential level. But straight away, flash up. The boost not exactly working too well here with Steel. He's been flashed off the angle. They want to kind of go back up again, but Sonny's already up towards short. They haven't quite spotted that either, so he is certainly in a good position to deal with Steel if he is to headshot peek this angle. But he shoulder peeks. Sonny doesn't react fast enough. The nade will go through and do decent damage, but here comes the push. Alu, front kill. Sonny able to line up 1, and Ariel will back them up as well. It's all on Steel alongside Eastor to see if they can pull it off. And that's the first from Steel. The Brazilian doing more as he tried to connect onto the second, but Alu got rid of him. Now it's only Eastor, and a 1 versus 4 retake. Not happening, so 1 or 2 kills is all he can hope for. And even getting that is going to be very difficult indeed. We'll swing in towards the site, hoping for Accept to try and cross, but he shoulder peeks, he gets the info, and the headshot is in. ENCE keep 4 players alive, 3-1.
ENCE with a clean push down there. Every time they come up against these pistols on B, both times I should say, it's only been 4 rounds, they've done so successfully. Just pincering them off, making sure that they're not being cut off without at least another player able to trade. Alu goes down there to try and draw out a little bit of a push. And yeah, okay, you find the kill for Steel, but that's all you're really working with again. ENCE just building up a huge bankroll. That's 7K average cash on the board, and they're feeling very happy with that. They can lose 2 rounds and still get a full buy it in the 3rd. So for Movistar Riders, this, I mean, they were talking about on the desk, Movistar potentially having a good start and ENCE coming back. That might not even be necessary, as Movistar Riders are getting off to a very slow start, and the odds already stacking up hugely against them.
Yeah, it is after losing the pistol, after winning the pistol and losing the follow-up though, so they haven't exactly had the weapons to do anything, so we'll see what they can do in this one. The rifle's in play, AWP for Eastor. Not a whole lot of utility available to the CT side. Towards top con, ENCE will go. Trying to take that early control in towards middle. They've got Alu back up to help from Party, who can also look in towards long in case there's any aggression from Movistar there. But Steel will sit back in mid. Just on the edge of the toilets, under a minute in play. ENCE trying to encroach on the A bomb site, getting closer and closer. Contact they go. Eventually they will explode on towards the bomb site, and this is when Steel has to deliver. He has his teammate to back him up inside of the site. But here comes the push, and they check Steel. Kill comes in immediately. Lol holds on from the truck. He manages one kill. eStore backs him up. Another one from Lol, and this is a good hold. Finally, he's dealt with by Alu. But it's still a 2v2, and eStore's come in. Another shot landing. It's all on X7. FAMAS in hand. 30 seconds to win the 1v2. Bomb not in his possession, but he has managed to pick it up. He's managed to play on the edge of the smoke. He wants a better weapon. He's searching for it, but he's got to commit to the FAMAS at this point. Checks the close corner. Looks to the right, and Movistar takes him down. Good round from Movistar. What a haul from Lol.
Great rotates up as well. It was called just in time for eStore to be there with the AWP to catch them off. Help Lowell on the hold because they were starting to push in on him. They would have probably split around right side of truck as well, but eStore was there to save the day and make sure that they caught the bomb site safely. 3-2 though, and still with a lot of cash, like we said. Even if they lose this, they'll still be able to get another full buy on the board, and that's even without a bomb plant.
So I was talking to Steel yesterday about coming into this team, what sort of players stood out for him. He definitely said everyone is obviously very, very good, right? They've got the experience in the game. Maybe outside the game, they lack the experience in terms of playing at the LANs. But he said that Alex really stood out as a player that could be one of the best, right?
Sure.
And he hasn't got off to the hottest of starts yet to post a kill, but that could very easily change. As he is in towards long early on. Front man, Alu coming past. He is close by. ENCE taking a slow default. Just trying to work this area of the map pretty early on, and methodically kill from eStore comes through. Alu treads back, so we're still 4v4. Alu moving forward, wanting to get in towards those toilets. The rest of his teammates are still pushing up, so he goes back, but Alex is waiting for him, and Alu's going to drop.
Good play made by Movistar to return that kill that they lost. Look at Steel, though. He's in a position, unable to cross back to the side. He just tries to run straight across, but Sunny picks the head. And now ENCE have found the bomb site. Problem, they've not got the bomb. That's over towards T-spawn, and as X7 moves on forward, I think the massive positive sign here is that Alex hasn't spotted the bomb. He has no idea where it is, so the fact that even Sunny is pushing up behind him from long, I don't think he will expect this.
Yeah, the Jaws theme song going on to Sunny. Oh, that was awkward. Nearly didn't get the kill, but eventually connects onto the head of Alex. Man advantage still here for the Finns. 27 seconds. Mopers and Lol looking to try and hold on. Lol's back inside the bind, but Sergey's pushed up. He's on the left corner. Lol has to check it, but doesn't. He sort of did that little quick flick, you know, I've cleared it, but he doesn't actually register that he's standing in that corner. Sergey will take the important kill. Now Mopers in a 1v3. He's got to try and get back in here, but X7 holding him off. He has an idea of where he's playing from, and the shots rattling past will just make Mopers feel pressured. He wants to swing. He catches X7, trying to go in towards long. Now a chance. He has the kit. He needs to move quickly, though, to get back into the bomb site. The pressure's up. Sergey takes him away, and ENCE will find the round win.
ENCE with that fourth, and again, their economy just riding high. They do lose 3 players this time, though. First time they've really been somewhat punished anyways. A timeout comes through. It's a CT side one. Movistar riders wanting to talk a little bit. And funny they'd call it at this point because they haven't got any money to invest, really. I presume they're not talking about a forced buy this early on in the game. And with that little cash, the ability to buy in the next round. So discussing their strategy for the next buy round and perhaps very lightly touching on what they want to do here with majority USPs.
Yeah, because they're going to be very frustrated about losing that last one in that fashion, right? You know, you have a chance after winning the important gun round to maybe go on a bit of a streak on your CT side, but as soon as you come into the next one, you let it slip. So that's going to be frustrating for Movistar. So now they need to consider some of the mistakes that came through there, maybe fix those problems as we move into the next one. Yes, like you said, this one isn't going to be important. They shouldn't be expected to get anything done in here, but it's the one after. This is the setup. We'll see whether or not ENCE have any problems against these pistols. You like to think that they won't. But sometimes these are the hardest rounds to win.
That's where your opponents take on a more unpredictable path. Steel with a CZ, eStore, and a P250, and a Zeus on Mopaz. Plenty of opportunities for damage to come through. Oh, Alex with a Deagle as well. Why ever not?
ENCE are doing a really good job of just making Movistar paranoid. You know, spamming these positions, making them think they know they're there, but instead they're not. Well, we'll find one on the USP. Sergey treads back and still looking good for ENCE. They just want to limit these casualties to the one, and well, can't do that. Alex moves forward, finds himself Sergey. X7 will pick up Mopers, but Alu holding on towards the bottom of the stairs, cleans it up. ENCE go to 5. Movistar Riders moving into this next one. We'll get enough money for a buy, but a big problem for me is eStar's been playing really well, and they don't have an AWP available for him. So it's going to be the rifles. He's going to take a hit as well and take a FAMAS for more utility.
eStar recently has adapted more towards an aggressive style. He used to be a very passive AWPer, but that has changed recently. He's got his confidence up, that's for sure. But this is one of the biggest tests they will have faced. Confidence up against the likes of ENCE is not going to be easy to muster. Now with the FAMAS, obviously not quite the caliber of weapon he's used to, but still moving in towards mid early on. Just a lob a nade through. He's got support there when it comes to toilets. Obviously Steel, who's consistently holding up towards this A site. He occupies the same position as previously up close in toilets, but decides he wants to change it up a little bit, not holding at the close wall anymore. He's lining them up through the smoke, but he has no idea. As they walk through, though.
That could have been a perfect lineup for Steel. Aerial gets rid of him. It's a 1-for-1 trade as it's back into a 4v4. eStar getting aggressive, taking a more advanced approach in towards the toilets. But ENCE under no pressure at the minute. You know, they've got that 4v4 that's going to favor the T side. They've got all the time in the world to play with. So he's going to spam the divider, but he's playing behind that, trying to bait them into the open. Low HP on aerial, that is the one problem here for ENCE. Now we're going to start to gather in towards the B-bomb site, looking to try and end it here. They have a split available to them as well, having to control water. It's going to be a 2-2. 2 through Monster, 2 up Catwalk. And Mopus is going to be under pressure, fighting from 2 different angles. That smoke is not good enough. Flashes in, he was waiting on it. X7 went beyond the smoke, waiting on the flash, and that costs him. And Mopus is going to find 2. Law steps up as well. A good B hold, but a pretty weak attack from ENCE.
Yeah, Mopuz through the smoke there, just spamming them in the tunnels down in Monster. It's all too easy.
It looked like X7 was actually beyond the smoke, though, waiting on the flash. So he was waiting on the flashbang to come around the corner. Instead of hiding in the smoke or behind the smoke, he gets kind of caught playing anti-flash, looking at the edge of the tunnel. And that's where Mopus gets the window of opportunity to take him down.
And now 5-3, ENCE again. Their cash isn't stacked quite as high as you would have hoped. Movistar have been doing a good job when it came towards even that basically eco round where they had just a couple of pistols. And they still managed to do quite a lot of damage, taking down 2 players. It's a minimum, but the minimum they're now meeting.
Shot after shot coming Aerial's way, but the reload will give him a grace period to move forward in towards the water. ENCE being slow and methodical in their approach of taking early map control. And well, Aerial spots Lol jumping for info and actually does quite a bit of damage through that wall. Flimsy material of Timberwood, and Lol takes quite a bit of damage. Dropped to 60. Flash up into the air from Aerial. Something I found out yesterday when I was doing an interview with the Finnish guys is how old Aerial actually is. 26, so that's pretty crazy. But good headshot through the smoke from X7. Mopus finished off. Man advantage for ENCE.
Where are they going to play with this one? Because they've got lots of opportunities. Out towards long, a peek's about to come through. Steel toying with the idea of going for it. Alu's waiting patiently, and Steel decides, you know what? I'm out of here. Bails back down towards the A-bomb site. I don't know if he would have spotted Alu.
Oh, that's good aggression from Alex. Aerial is spotted, but the kill in reply comes in from Sunny. So the advantage sides with the Finns, Mitch, and as they start to gather in towards mid, this is where Steel is going to be under pressure.
He's been trying to catch them off in toilets so far, yet to manage the surprise plays. He caught them going through the smoke the previous round. As noises made down towards the B-bomb site, they've just shifted straight through toilets. Molotov comes in on the A site. Are they going to check this close? No, they're not. Steel's got the bomb now. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Steel finds another. He's doing it alone. He may have failed a few times, but this is the perfect time to step up. Alu, caught in between so many players, doesn't want to die after time. Movistar Riders will get it done. Alu, $2,700 in the bank. 5-4. Not looking great for ENCE's economy at the minute. Movistar Riders, they've got the AWP in for eStar. They've got the rifles in play, but what a hero play from Steel.
Yeah, that was huge, dropping the bomb. They still had a decent position to play the round out in the 3v3, but the fact that that's the bomb carrier going alone, I don't really understand the logic there either, because his teammate had just ran straight through toilets, so I don't know why he's not running with him, instead splitting through another angle and just gambling that there won't be a player there. Unfortunately, that didn't quite work out, and now Movistar Riders up down 5-4, but they're closing in that distance soon to equalize as only pistols come through from ENCE.
Dominated open. eStar collects the opening pick with the AWP on towards Alu. Man advantage here for the CT side as they start to fall back. into the more passive positions. ENCE gathering, using the strength in numbers, as the saying goes, but I don't know how much strength can really be mustered out of CZs and Deagles here. And the one Glock in the hands of X7. eStore just jump spotting. Eventually, when he sees them, he'll be taking his time posting up, and there it is. Sergey picked off. Good kill from eStore. Looking for more here as well, and I think they'll miss the shot on the second attempt. Goes back again and cannot land it. Unfortunately for him, it's not going too well, but he eventually will get the follow-up. 3 kills on the board. His teammates were there to back him up as well. 5-5. Scoreline even once more. Movistar Riders playing pretty well so far on the CT side.
Yeah, absolutely. Really building those rounds up as we go. And being able to find themselves in this kind of position where they had that strong start over on the T side. Now they're slowing down a little bit. They've got one last chance. It comes to this buy round right here. If they want to be convincingly winning this half, they want to do it now. AKs and utility in play. If they lose this, Movistar takes 7, and then they'll feel relatively okay to close out the rest.
Steal on the fountain. Good aggression coming in. Proactiveness on the CT side is certainly a staple for Overpass. You've got eStore up here on party. I like the setup as well, because you have eStore just waiting for them to round the corner. He can take the first pick. They try and trade on him, but they've got Steel ready. You can see Alu was not aware of that. He will be dropped. eStore finding a second. Great stuff coming in here from the Movistar Riders. And they are putting really solid stuff on the CT side. You know, they're changing up the setups, they're innovative, and this is what we can expect in Overpass. We've seen this when Steel came into the roster, we start to see these CT sides really improve, especially on this map.
Yeah, definitely a player that goes around confidence when it comes to these aggressive plays, particularly on A, pushing up through toilets, getting to the fountain, going down through connector. He does it all. And hence the moment, considering the position they're in. Okay, Sergey spotted one, but it has to go for the bomb. eStore easily picks him off with the AWP. Has support coming in through long as well. And there's X7 being dropped by Alex. 5-6. Movistar Riders take the lead now, just by 1 round, and they're on the CT side, so still plenty of time for things to go dangerously, but there's no money for ENCE, so this should be a 7th.
So you mentioned earlier eStore's aggression as an opener now, right? And this is incredible. He's really stepping up. He's going for these opening picks, and he is having an excellent game. 10,000 in the bank, 14 kills, 4 deaths. eStore is a player that if he shows up, he can be so impactful. The problem for him is finding that consistency, right? To be able to deliver like this on a consistent basis. But this is a perfect time to have a great game when you're going against ENCE in the opening best of 1. Certainly territory where Movistar Riders can pull the upset. And this would be the start that they're looking for coming into a 300K event.
ENCE have taken themselves a scout alongside 4 pistols. Good damage output there, potential. Just land 1 shot with the scout, and those players are going to break very easily when shot up by the pistols, but that may be harder to do than just to say. For Movistar as well, one thing about eStore is it's only ever since Steel came into this lineup we've seen him actually adjust that. I wonder if Steel's had conversations with him to tell him to feel more comfortable. Enough about that, though, for now, because Steel himself is shutting them down. He's got a 3K before eventually falling. Now, if they lose 1 more player, I think Movistar are going to be a little bit unhappy with how this round has panned out. But then again, you consider the fact that they have the scout. It wasn't spotted, but you don't want to be losing this many weapons.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay at the minute. 3-for-1 trade. It's pretty good. X7 and Alu sitting back. The bomb not in their possession. They will pick it up. And getting it anywhere near bomb site is the real test here, the real challenge for the Finns. Alu's going to be the front man, moving forward with a scout. He'll check the close corner. Round in the corner, you'll see Spire in the spot, and it's going to be Alex just tucked up. And it will be X7 left alone. 1v4 as he moves back into the site. First kills there. Alex gets rid of him. 7-5. Movistar Riders. Yet another easy round on the board. But coming into this next one, this is where ENCE get the money back in their accounts. We'll see the buy come through. We'll see the AWP available for Alu. I want to see something different from ENCE.
Well, they're discussing exactly what that difference is going to look like with a timeout coming through. It's a tactical pause for ENCE on the T side. They know now is the time to build up those rounds, finish this off in a decent standing. They don't want to lose the half 10-5 or even 9-6. Not after the strong start that they had. And for eStore, though, just to get back to that, I wonder if when Steel came into the lineup, he took a look at how eStore was playing and just told him, you know what, just feel it a little bit more. Go for it, because he's definitely adapted his play style since then. And it seems to be somewhat dependent on Steel being here, that's happened. or it's just a coincidence. But I feel like you take a look at how Steel likes to play as well. It feels like eStore is definitely taking a leaf from his book.
I mean, Steel and eStore have actually, if you notice, they're playing together quite a bit, which is quite good. So Steel is actually supporting them, setting up. So great stuff coming in from Movistar. We'll see if that continues as they move into round number 13. It's an unlucky number for some, but we'll see if it works out for one of these sides. ENCE, they've got the 4 AKs, the AWP in the hands of Alu, and the utility available. Aerial straight away in towards the tunnel, wanting to put a little bit of pressure in towards short. Deep smoke comes in from Movistar to prevent the vision of X7, but he's going to spam, and he does damage to the toes of Mopas.
The poor man. He's going to have to see a pediatrician after this. It's expensive. Luckily, they've got a lot of money over on the CT side to fund that expedition. For ENCE at the moment, they're going to try to take the money out of the bank of those CTs. Moving in towards water at the moment, looking towards B, but the bomb still in connector. They've got a player up towards A. Nice shot onto Aerial. He loses a lot more HP than eStore does in that fight. And as well as that, they get the information. It's going to cost them some utility, though, as they try to keep the T's back. And keep them back they do, unfortunately pushing them back towards the A side of the map, where currently Steel sits down in toilets, having pushed aggressively towards the long side. But in terms of support, he hasn't got a whole lot. He can be split, and no one's on long to come and do that, but he has to be conscious of it.
Well, Steel is still in the toilet. Sergey and Sunny have started to make their way up here. Sunny escorted Sergey to the toilets, and eventually, once they've got that control, they've just left him to do his own thing. But Steel, again, perfect aggression, perfect timing. He finds the bomb, and they kill onto Sunny. Man advantage picked up here from Movistar. Sergey looking to try and make the difference as he moves forward in towards the A bomb site. Lol able to take him away. The position was a little bit of an off angle, right? Playing on top of that dumpster as Aerial wants to make the difference on the B bomb site, but it's not enough. eStore is hitting every shot, and Alu, the Finnish sniper, back on short, turns around and finds 2 players looking right at him. And Movistar Riders, what a showing this is on the CT side. A masterclass from eStore on how to play that AWP. He hitting every single shot on the B-bomb site. He's on towards A, he's hitting every shot. He's playing dynamic, and I like that. I like when an AWPer's having a good game, you put him all over the map.
As soon as Steel dropped that bomb and saw Sunny slow walking towards A, they knew it was an A hit, they knew where the bomb was, and that there was going to be another 15 seconds before that bomb could be retrieved and brought down to B, maybe even longer if they're being too conscious of toilets. The problem there was that then when they start using up their utility, the bomb's not there, they have to wait for it to push in, and just everything kind of fell apart then afterwards.
It's a quicker play from ENCE up towards the connector, straight to the fire. Steel holds them off. Aerial and X7 will fall. He knows there's a possibility of another being here, and Sunny is around the corner. Oh, Steel can't win that fight, though. Sunny gets his revenge from the previous, the headshot on the Deagle. He finds an AK off the back of it as well, but Mopas needs to be careful. A player close in the smoke. Sergey fades and gives away his position. Mopas able to pick it up. And it's a 2-man advantage for Movistar Riders. Alu and Sunny. Only Sunny with the AK that he salvaged off the cold, dead body of Steel. But winning this is going to be so difficult. But he's still got a minute to do it. He's a player with so much skill, so we'll see if he can pull it off.
Well, with the time on the clock not playing a huge role due to the bomb being dropped, they know that he's not going to be coming around to plant on A. They don't have to fully commit to that, just make sure their flank is pretty clear. That's what eStore is doing at the moment. And for Movistar Riders, obviously this round has panned out very, very well. eStore's left his AWP behind, just coming out with his Deagle to make sure the guy doesn't push A. I like the play just because, okay, pushing around B, you're up against just the one player. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But from eStore, it's a nice little conscious decision to leave the AWP down in CT, sit on the bomb site with the Deagle, just so you can tell your teammates, okay, he's coming from behind, and there's like a 50% chance. If he goes through bank, he'll find the AWP. If he goes through CT itself, then he won't.
Well, this was the initial haul from Steel against the pistols, and Sergey, his magic trick was not quite on point, vanishing and appearing in thin air. But 9-5, last round of regulation of the first half, shall I say. And we'll see if they can get it done. Smoke deep in towards the connector from Steel. You can use that as a one-way, you can peer over the top, but he wants to go towards the door. eStore has found that opening kill yet again. Mopa's following up. It's just aggression pushing in towards ENCE, bringing the match to them. And LOL is holding on. What is this? This is just a massacre. Movistar Riders, a 10-5 half. They've stunned everyone involved. It's time for a break, but we'll see if ENCE can bounce back after that massacre on the first half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the second half with the Movistar Riders leading by 5. They're currently 10-5 up at the half. An incredible performance on the CT side. You can see why they would left Overpass in the pool. It's a map they've been improving on steadily with the addition of Steel. And in particular, those CT halves have been incredible, right? They've got the smart aggression. The proactiveness on the CT side is always calculated. And it does help that eStar is having an unbelievable game.
Not only eStar, but you look at Steel as well. Between them, they are 8 for 3 in opening duels, which is really nice to see, especially eStar 4 for 1. He has been a player that in the past was shying away from going for those aggressive early plays, but as we said, that has changed. Now 17 for 5 moving into the second half. We'll see if he can keep up the performance now on the T side, because this is always where I used to call into question his Alping, but as I said, as of late, he's been doing a lot better.
Well, Pistol on the T side here for Movistar would be absolutely perfect to try and continue their affair in the lead. ENCE need this to bounce back in the second half. Double flash for Sunny and a kit is what he's brought to the table. The rest of Kevlar over on Movistar. Smoke flash on Mopus alongside Steel. The rest of Kevlar as well. Movistar, they've got players up inside of the connector already. Mopus there with Alex pressuring in towards middle. Sunny's just jump spotting. Eventually well seated, but bullet rattles off. Alex spots Sunny and wants to try and take him out of the air, but it will not work for him. Movistar Riders have got a little bit of control in towards mid and the toilets, but they're going to have to deal with this first choke point. Around the corner, Alu finds the headshot. eStar finished off, man advantage picked up for ENCE. What's the reply from Movistar? Do they run in towards Alu and try and overrun him? They're sending 2 players that direction, one carrying the bomb on their back.
Taking it slowly, though, they've still got to move up through short. Flash goes over, and there's the peak, but nobody returning the favor on the CT side. They just very patiently spam it every now and then, see if they can connect a headshot. Oh, Alu's just wide swung on it. Dangerous game.
I like this setup coming in from ENCE on the pistol, right? You have Sergey hiding in the corner at the sign, Alu taking the initial attention, drawing them towards him, and there's 25 seconds left, so Movistar aren't going to have much time to check all of these corners. It's going to be chaotic. Sergey is the man that looks to try and strike, but he swings wide after Alu finds the initial headshot. He will be domed by Alex as 2 kills come in. Steel is able to back him up, and Mopus is in a strange position over the top of Optimus. 9 seconds, and Movistar Riders turn it on its head. 3v2, man advantage for the Spaniards as they continue to move forward. Ariel, though, pulls it back and is back into an equilibrium. 2v2. Steel on the truck, using it as cover, peeking back into the open, but takes significant damage from Ariel, who continues to fight and finishes off Steel. All onto Alex, the man who found 2 important kills. Has a chance to drop both. The time ticking, it's not really planning for him too well. So he has to swing wide, only manages 1. X7 cleans it up, and he's got the kit as well. So ENCE will find the pistol. So close, though, from both sides.
Yeah, it certainly swung back. ENCE played very aggressive after finding that opening duel on Alu. The bait setup that they had with the player close sign didn't quite work as he just swung out on long, looking to hunt down those kills. Very nearly got severely punished for it, but recovering it there right afterwards. And the real issue for me there is the fact that Steel is set up on Optimus. You've got Alex pushing down long. He's moving around. As soon as you lose that other player, though, now you've got Steel isolated. He's in a 1v2, essentially, as Alex was still moving through toilets to try to get onto short to help out on the later part of the hold.
Well, Movistar won the pistol in the first half. ENCE upset them with a 4 spy on the T side in the second round. We'll see if Movistar can do the same. ENCE sitting here with SMG mixture with the rifles. 4 solid rifles in play with 1 UMP. Alu boosted up in the toilets. This position is going to be difficult to deal with if you're Movistar. You're not going to be expecting it. It should be good for 1 kill. Maybe even more. Lol making his way towards top con. This is where Alu is going to be under pressure because there's 3 players coming towards the position. He spots 1. Alu able to deal with Alex. Steel drops his teammate who was boosting him up. Sergey gone. Steel will find another on the Galil and wipes out 2 players of ENCE in mid. So man advantage on the T side, and Sunny has to deliver. First kill is on towards eStar. Moves out to the left and spots Law, but he can't do anything more. X7 manages 1 kill, but it's not enough. All on Aerial. 1v2 coming back into the bomb site. He catches Steel. So now it's a 1v1. Mopus just leaving the A-bomb site, booking it right back in towards B.
Yeah, Ariel was starting a rotate, but it was actually over towards Bank. Thought maybe he'd be able to catch him off on the cross. Looks like we're going to have the bomb plan for free for Mopus.
Does he go back and try and take this fight in towards Heaven instead of fully committing to it? Ariel's just waiting on A still. The time is going. So eventually we'll have to try and get that plant. Mopus does so, and now Ariel will realize it is the B-bomb site. But Mopus still has time to collect himself a post-plant because Ariel hung around on the A-bomb site for so long. So Mopus gets aggressive and holds this close angle. He'll hear Ariel if he decides to drop it. Indeed he has. So Mopus knows exactly where he is. Ariel not favored in the fight, and Mopus wins it. 11-6. Movistar with the second round force buy. It pays off.
Very well handled now for Mopaz, certainly. As now it goes 11-6, Movistar Riders are feeling good. They're going to get a full buy out here, and the same cannot be said for ENCE. I imagine this is going to be an eco with money being quite low, but then again, you've got Sergey, 1,500, Sunny, 17. Maybe they want to force buy it up. A timeout comes through from the T side of Movistar Riders. This gives ENCE a chance to discuss exactly how they'd like to disperse their economy in this round. And indeed, it is going to be a force buy with the double ecos just being too much for them to want to handle. The force buy after losing at the pistol works yet again. Movistar are doing really well, and this is where it comes into question what we're talking about on the desk, that obviously, if Movistar fell behind, you don't really see them coming back into it, but ENCE are definitely a team that if they get off to that slower start, and this matchup in particular, you would imagine that they will be able to bounce back. Now's the time to do it. If they lose this force buy, it's probably going to be 13 rounds for Movistar Riders, and that is a very dangerous scoreline to give over to the Spaniards.
Yeah, especially with Movistar showing no signs of slowing down, right? They're just looking really solid in this matchup so far.
I love the confidence that they've got, though. Even up against ENCE, they're not allowing it to change their playstyle at all.
Eastor just jump spotting, seeing if any aggression is coming in towards long from ENCE. Eastor with the Mac-10. ENCE are putting a little bit of pressure in towards long, Sunny up towards mid. But Movistar Riders realize they're in a position where they're going up against a weak buy. You can't afford to let this one slip. You let this one go, you lose to the force buy. You then put your really positive position into quite a negative light. So we'll see whether or not Movistar can get this done. Slow approach, not letting anything happen. They're going to send Eastor in on his own, but he pulls the Molotov. Luckily, he doesn't get dropped by Sunny. He'll throw the Molotov close to Divider to prevent a player from holding that angle. Now Eastor can swing the smoke up and the Molotov to force the player away. Allows Eastor to just start walking up, but no, Sunny peeks and doesn't quite get his opportunity. And now comes the push from Movistar in towards the B-bomb site.
Shots by X7. Oh, he actually lands a lot of them, and Lowell goes down. Eastor falls as well, and the pistols are getting great damage out. Movistar Riders with a bomb plant, but a two-man disadvantage. Players coming in from the T-spawn, from Connector, and from the A site. ENCE have got so much control now to split in and really pressure these Ts.
Yeah, it comes down to the hold. The post plant needs to be solid here for Movistar Riders. They do damage onto two players, but no kills yet. Finally, Alex changes that fact. Mopus as well. Steel backs him up, and all three players doing their job. But the flank Kamalu's in. He does drop one. Can he get a second? The answer is no. It's 12-6. Movistar Riders survive a big scare. And well, moving into this next one, it should be a little bit easier. There's not a whole lot to work with for ENCE. We should be seeing that 13-6 scoreline come in. Movistar Riders in pole position to find an upset here at the Champions Cup.
Now for ENCE, I don't think we're going to see that force buy coming through. It's all about the pistols, the USPs in this round. And we see Ariel actually buy a P250. That's going to be it alongside a flash for Alu very quickly. Movistar are making their way down towards the B site, taking some water control. They know that they should know that they're up against a very weak buy. You've got two Mac-10s who can look to farm a little bit of money, and the rest of the players will want to move into a bomb site and get it planted. Make sure you're not caught off guard, although they are playing quite spread out. It's at range, so Eastor, you can see, is in a position where he can fall back, but he took a couple of headshots, so he's into 17 HP. He was very vulnerable. Ariel's, look how aggressive he's playing, pushing down to try and find that kill, because they knew Eastor was low, and that was a potential AK dropped.
Alex hears everything going on. He crouches to prevent his head from being spotted on the jump. Sergey's going to check the corner surely, but he doesn't. Oh my god, it's a lineup for Alex. 4 kills as they melt in front of his Mac-10. 13 on the board for Movistar. They deal with that one easily. And now are 3 away from victory. 3 away from taking their opening best of 1 against ENCE in such convincing fashion as well. So the Finns have got to step up here. They've got the AWP in the hands of Alu. The buy is in Mitch. ENCE have to find success.
Well, that round literally couldn't have went better for Movistar Riders. All 5 kills were found with MAC-10s. The return on investment there is huge. So they've got money built up, and ENCE certainly do not. Not only that, but they're at the verge of losing this map convincingly. Movistar Riders, 13 rounds, they're looking for this buy. Now they've got 2 SMGs still coming into it. They're playing this as a bonus round. That is fine. Eastor doesn't even move. They're shooting at his feet. The flash is a little bit, it doesn't pop in time.
I love this play from Movistar. It's just quick contact, straight in towards B. Alex finds the opening kill on the MAC-10, and the second as well comes in from him. Steel's on 1 HP, barely alive, but they've done the damage. ENCE cannot get this bomb site back, so they're going to have to save the AWP, save the M4, and it's 14-6 for Movistar Riders. They are doing this.
Oh, they absolutely are. There is no... Like, this is what I'm talking about with the confidence that these guys are displaying. I thought, okay, we've seen Eastor start to play a little bit more aggressive. We know Steel likes to play the confidence on the CT side, but I thought we'd see it reined in a little bit. But they're showing no more respect towards ENCE than they would against any other opponent. They are coming in, much like their coach said, they're not focusing on their opponents, they're focusing on what they're doing, on their game and improving whatever they do wrong. This is absolutely spectacular, and I don't think a single person would have guessed we would see a 14-6 scoreline from Movistar Riders.
No, I think some people may predict an upset could come through, right? But maybe not in the fashion that it's currently coming in it. And I talked to Steel yesterday, and they definitely have a good mindset coming into this. They're very pragmatic, right? They understand that maybe they going into this tournament, they may not be a team that you really put in the top to win it, right? But they want to take a step at a time, want to develop the team. Each process is a step in the right direction. And Movistar Riders, this would certainly be a huge step for them. They've got the utility in their back pocket. The weapons are there. ENCE have gone for the investment. They've invested in 2 FAMAS, a UMP, the M4, and AWP saved over from the last. Still not a great buy from ENCE, but we'll see if they can hold on. Movistar Riders looking to post map point.
Yeah, the stamp's already on it. They're looking to post it all the way through international shipment. Movistar Riders open it up here. Mopaz takes down X7. They're moving to the B-bomb site. Aerial's low HP. Should be dealt with. How does he get a second there with a UMP? I'll never know.
Well, that's impressive. Aerial does enough, right? Still even. Sergey finds himself a headshot onto Steel, and not dropping Aerial fast enough might be the bane of their existence at this point, Movistar. They have a 2v3. They've got to hold on. ENCE looking for the retake. They've got time, and they want to make sure that everyone is ready. They use this advantage well. They don't want to throw it away. Law playing on the sandbags inside of the site. Eastor getting aggressive. Almost feel like he could have got the kill there, but the flash is up. He cannot land it, but Law backs him away. The bodyguard of his teammate, the sniper, survives. And Law, he'll be overrun. Alu able to find it, but no, they don't know where Eastor is. Eventually they will check him, and ENCE, they will pick it up. A big round there from Aerial that gets that done. If he doesn't pick up those 2 kills with the UMP, that's a huge problem there for ENCE. I don't see them winning it. So really solid hold there from Aerial.
Yeah, I thought that round was over and done with as soon as Aerial was, after he found that first kill, but he keeps on going, delivering it, even though I think he was 20 HP or so. The shots just weren't landing. Now 14-7, still a long road to recovery for ENCE, but we know that they're a team capable of coming back. Just at this point, it seems like that's a whole lot to ask from them. The time ticks away, and we see the buy come through. Over on the T side, you've got 2 Kriegs and AWP, and plenty of AKs. Movement, again, spreading out. You're looking at players coming down connector. You'll probably see the push coming through on water again. Movistar love taking that control, and it's such a pivotal part of the map. They took it on the CT side with the AWP, and now on the T as well. Aerial's in danger this time. No UMP to save the day, but he has got the M4. Bit of an upgrade.
Aerial sits on. Mopaz moves forward, trades in from Steel. Important that they keep it even. A bit of a botch nade, but they can slow the play again here in Movistar. They've got the 4v4 that they need. They're going to go back and try and source control in towards middle, and this would be a pretty smart call. There's no one really close by here on ENCE at all. Alu's just sort of jump spotting in between long and mid with the AWP. If they can get close to him and execute in towards this A-bomb site, it's going to be very difficult for Alu to be able to do much, and he hasn't spotted anything. Movistar have got pretty lucky on the timing. Look how close they've got. Finally, he'll seal ahead. Sergey peeks, but Steel was again there with a trade. So it's still a 3v3. 53 seconds move in. And while Movistar are starting to grab control of this bomb site, the utility is up. Alu is still not dealt with, but there's no one extending. There's no one taking control towards that side. At least they have the info, but Alex so quick on the headshot. A second coming in as well. It's all on Alu. A 1 versus 3. And he has to get back into the bomb site with no kit available. He has got the AWP as well, which isn't exactly the greatest weapon for this sort of clutch. You've got so many angles to check, so many areas you have to be aware of. He does find a kid. He's picked up that at least, but the smoke doesn't hit. Steel peeks into the open. Map point from Movistar Riders. A great recovery. And again, that round was off the back of Steel being able to effectively trade.
15-7. I mean, that was a huge round from Alex as well, shutting down. Here we go. We're seeing it live and in person. The headshot on X7 resets and takes Sunny down as well. And that left Alu in the 1v3. Alu played it really patiently as soon as his teammate died on the site, because he was looking for the fight the whole time, but then he pulled back a little bit and decided he wanted to sit down and bank, wait for his teammates to group up, but Alex quickly dealt with that. A timeout coming through from the T side as well, and that's really respectable considering the position they're in. They know they want to close it out now and not wait until it's 15-5 or 15, like 12 or 13 to call that pause.
Because there's a lot of teams that come into this and they find themselves on that point, about to upset a huge team, and they let it slip, right? So they're in a position right now where they have got ENCE on the ropes. You take a look at the buy from ENCE, and it is not good at all. They have a Mag 7, a Scout UMP, and 2 FAMAS to play with. This is doable for Movistar. They should be the favorites to take this over the line now. And well, it's theirs to lose. We'll see what Movistar can do. They've made the right decision many times before. Steel has had a great game in terms of calling. And the flash is going to blind Sergey early. He wants to peek in towards middle early with a Scout, but he cannot see anything.
Not catching anyone, not even the player that's right up next to him. Steel comes around and takes that frag. Down goes Sergey. And ENCE now left with a stack towards B. They don't know what to do with it, pushing in through the water. eStore was watching it, but he pulled away at just the wrong moment. And Ariel again with the finds the frag.
Yeah, these kills are coming through though. Mopa's able to pick up X7. Advantage still siding with Movistar Riders, and Mopa's looking for his triple, but Lola's in with the trade. All on Alu, other end of the map with a Mag 7. No kit, no utility, 30 HP. I'm listing everything that could go wrong here for Alu, and it's still not enough. He does find one. Barely surviving, but Movistar Riders, and of course on the verge of taking the upset. Alu on 1 HP, running his way towards the bomb site, and he kills himself. What a way to end that. 16-7. Movistar Riders pull off the upset in the opening best of 1 in the Champions Cup against ENCE.
ENCE are laughing at what just happened, but on the inside they're crying.
I mean,
it was still a 1v2 and he was so low.
That's the perfect way to end that, right? It just summarizes the performance, unfortunately, from ENCE.
Well, Movistar Riders are certainly happy with how that turned out. You really can't blame them for it. An absolutely fantastic showing from them. Steel coming through with some huge kills. Alex as well. What was interesting was Lel, actually the second highest rated player on this team over the last month. Bottom frag, but it still worked out. He wasn't really needed.
I mean, Lol is one of those passive players that's always good for being the third man in, the player that can trade effectively if all things go wrong. But for me, it had to be Steel was the standout player alongside eStore. Those guys were fragging. Alex stepped up in the second half to another level. So Movistar Riders, they've got a good trio going here, and this could definitely be a team that does damage to more teams in this tournament.
Yeah, they turned up on a level that I definitely didn't expect from them. I don't think anyone did. If it was a victory over ENCE, it was probably going to be close cut, but 16-7 after a very convincing CT side winning all the late half buys. This is just beyond impressive from the Spaniards, and they have got to be so happy with what they've just managed to achieve. Yeah,
they've achieved something incredible, right? One of the invited teams at this tournament, one of the highest ranked teams as well, and you come into it, you beat them in a best of 1, not close. It was easy for them. It looked easy. I mean, that's usually something we say for ENCE. Easy for ENCE is usually the term, but it was easy for Movistar Riders.
I'm really just looking forward to seeing what Natu has to say about that on the analyst desk. I think it's going to be a fun one to listen.
Yeah, well, we have an interview on the stage. I'm sure Movistar Riders are ecstatic about their win. We've got Stunner ready to interview the winners.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I am here with a guy that has just broken a smile. There it is. That's the smile we were looking for. Steel, you guys found really good footing here. You found your success over ENCE in the opener. How good does that feel?
It feels awesome, man. To win the first match, it's always great for every single team because your confidence gets higher, and it's the opening match. It's super important because you can win like 2 best of 1 and go to the playoffs.
So there seems to be a trend today where it's like, okay, we're going to win the first round and then we're going to lose the second round. That seems to be the round that everybody wants to lose. Talk to me about how detrimental or how bad that feels.
To be honest, it doesn't feel bad because you have to maintain your focus during the game. But we know that we are not playing that well against Eco Round, so we are trying to change it up a few things. But it didn't work this match, but it's going to work on the next one.
Well, talk to me a little bit about that CT side, because that did look very promising. I think you guys are on one with that. Or maybe ENCE is having an off day. Either way, it looks good from the side of Movistar Riders. Talk to me about the CT.
We always have a game plan. Our coach always tell normally what the enemy wants to do or like to do, and because of that, we pretty much have a good idea on how the opponents are gonna play, and because of that, we have a pretty solid CT side.
Yeah, now you get to do the big bad best of threes. So you get to stack up against Hard Legion. Are you looking forward to playing a best of three today in Malta?
I am. I mean, the players like to play best of three because we practice so much for the LAN tournaments, and when we are here, we wanted to play as many maps as we want. Of course, we want to win, but it doesn't matter how many maps we have to play, we're going to be here.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to continue to look for right here at the Champions Cup. But for the time being, we're going to be going back to the desk and getting things back underway over there.
Let's just put some Fs in chat. Natu, gonna come over here.
Listen,
that was rough.
Let's
that
not
was rough.
let's not overemphasize things here. It's just a game of Counter-Strike.
It is.
Yeah. He did handle it well, didn't he? He didn't die fully. And there wasn't losing
No,
his
he
mind.
actually kept his cool. I was
Pretty
pretty
quiet.
impressed.
There's people
trying to
making
See, I
jabs
told
at
you
him.
I've become numb over the years.
Yeah, you're just dead
Just
now.
numb to it right now, which is maybe not a good sign that you're numb to it. It's like, yeah,
It's like, oh god, not again. Not again.
yeah,
Drop
upset
in the
alert.
ocean.
Upset alert, and the way it happened is the most surprising way to me, right?
I think the conditions came into light. The winning conditions.
Yeah, but
We discussed the phase 1 and phase 2, and Movistar definitely did a good job in the phase 1 of those rounds.
I guess but they were down 5-2. That's the shocking part for me, right?
Yeah.
ENCE were in control at the beginning of the first half, 5-2. They had effectively pushed Steel away from the bathroom, away from the connector, and then somehow Movistar Riders fought their way back in. Certainly they regained these positions, and then we started seeing the E-Store and the E-Store and Steel show being very aggressive, finding all the openings. But it was from 5-2 to 16-7. Movistar Riders versus ENCE. It is actually mind-blowing. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's one game of Counter-Strike, it's one map. But it could have major implications going further in the tournament.
Now, I'm sure Steel would have checked this, but I'm just going to clarify for the viewers at home as well. Movistar won't be facing off against Hard Legion. They'll be facing off against Furia.
Yeah.
Good old Trace just likes to throw something in there to confuse everyone with it. But what could be most confusing here is that ENCE really did struggle to battle back there towards the end. It was like you were saying, Maniac, a 5-2 lead, things are looking good. And we expected maybe after that 10-5, they roll on over to the CT side and we expected a bit more fight out of them. Instead, Movistar just did not let off them.
Yeah, and it felt to me like the game plan. I don't know. Let's put this disclaimer. I have no idea on the game plan. I don't.
Yeah,
I've
that's
no
not your
discussion about it.
responsibility.
So, but I mean, it looked to me like they were avoiding, a lot of the times they were avoiding just kind of toilets and having those mid-rounds where you try to pinch from long and together from short. You make sure, because Steel was having a field day over there a lot of the times, right? I mean, he was alone effectively towards that connector throughout that CT half, and just throwing a smoke in there, and then maybe using a Molotov later, and that was slowing things down far too much for ENCE.
Yeah, that was really well played from him. I think that Steel had a quiet beginning of the game, the first, say, 7-8 rounds, but at that time it was E-Store who picked up the slack. E-Store was the one who kind of gave them a way back into the game, and once they had the economy going for them, then we went on to the Steel show, and he started being very aggressive. He started, as we see all these highlights happening, he's never any further back than bathroom. He's either in the connector, or he's fighting here. We saw him as well, second round force buy with the Galil, getting that double open frag. That changes everything, by the way. That could have been a 7, 8 to 10 round, and then ends up back in situation. Steel, with the Galil, he made the difference. What was also very interesting to me and kind of surprising is that we have seen Movistar Riders winning some of these very tight 3v3 clutches. I would give them to ENCE every day of the week, because usually this is when the experience kicks in. This is when you just have that flair of how to win the clutch. Maybe they have that extra instinct. We've seen actually Movistar Riders, winning these 3v3, for example, on the A side. That is not supposed to happen.
I mean, they got the double kills when they're like, if it becomes like a situation where you trade a kill in that kind of an F-plant situation, none of those really happened. It was a lot of the times Alex getting a double kill multiple times, which kind of was the last nail in the coffin on those rounds.
And one of the things that scared me the most is that none of these rounds really came down to clutches, or we saw 2-3 clutches in total. Mainly, it was very clean when the rounds were being won, and that showed that there was just really just diversity being shown there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I really liked the mid push from Movistars, for example. They had a player push all the way to the fountain, then an opper at the balloons, and they had two separate angles, and they just mowed down the attack before it even got anywhere near to making any impact.
Well, next up, we're going to have G2 taking on Big, which is our final best of one of the day. Question is, can Big put up more of a fight than what we thought? We'll have to be finding out in a second. But what we're going to do from here is go to a break, as always, guys. Oh, we're going to look at the groups a little bit further on as well, see where it's going to match up. And there you go. That's the correction on there. It will be Furia versus Movistars for that best of three.
ENCE.
Yeah.
Because remember, we have seen Tyloo actually play Counter-Strike. News hasn't happened in a
They
while.
played Counter-Strike for a while.
Yeah, about to say, they played
No, they had
Counter-Strike
for
for
a
a
while
while.
now, and now they actually did play Counter-Strike. I mean, now this is going to be an interesting test for ENCE's situation, right? If we talk about resilience, if we talk about the work that's done with the sports psychologists, for example, well, this is now. They are a very heavy favorite in a tournament that they should absolutely make the playoff to, and they are going to face off against Tyloo in the best of 3 to stay alive. This is when they need to shine. If they clean Tyloo 2-0 quickly, I'll say, okay, you know what, that was just one misstep, it can happen, fine. But there's a lot riding on that game.
Well, now we are ready to go to a break. It is actually going to be confirmed. We will go off into that now. And when we come back, it will be G2 taking on Big.